if possible, if you can keep your videos on, please do keep your videos on so that it's more interactive. We can see each other and have the meeting, because this is going to be a discussion-driven meeting. So please do keep your videos on if possible. And let us remind us as to why we have these meetings. What is the purpose behind this? The idea is that, as business owners and entrepreneurs, we come together once a week for a short period of time, about 20-25 minutes, and we exchange ideas. We share what we know about the topic, and we challenge each other to grow our businesses 10x. Because as entrepreneurs, one of the things that we miss out is nobody above us telling us what we need to do. We have to motivate ourselves, setting bigger goals and trying to keep growing. So that's the idea behind this particular meeting, that we come and then we share ideas on how to grow, what are the strategies that we can adopt and all that. So that's what we try to do. And we focus on the pathfinder stage of business. That is somebody who's already started their business, been there for 1 or 2 years, and then they're trying to find a path of growth. How do I grow? How do I go to the next level? So that's the stage that we cater to through our discussions. And BGSM started about 5 years back in a very unstructured manner, where three friends we together started sharing ideas, asking questions with each other on how to grow, and that's how it started picking up. And we've reached this particular place. And we have a portal called bacommunity.me, where you can register and you can search for other members. And it's a place where you can network with each other. You can even list your products and services over there. We also have a tool to set goals and to track them called bgsm.rejola.com, where you can set your own goals and track your goals. So please do explore that also if you're interested. So of course, today we'll be focusing on the leadership aspect of it. It's marked differently. We'll be focusing on leadership and communication part. And there's a WhatsApp group where you can also post any questions. You can ask for referrals. You can post about your business. You can advertise your business. So if you're not part of the group where everybody can post, please let me know. I'll add you into that group. If you're in the admin only group, please let me know. I'll add you into the other group. Okay. So today's topic is business growth through transparency in leadership communication. Okay, so the idea behind choosing this topic is, as we start our business and keep growing our business, we see that when team members are adding, the employees get added, the entrepreneur is always at a doubt. Should I share everything with the team, or should I be withholding certain information? So this is a dilemma that we as entrepreneurs go through when we are starting small and trying to grow bigger. How much of the information should I share with them, and how much of the information should I withhold from the team? So that's a challenge that we go through. So I decided, okay, let's have a small discussion on that. So the format is, I share few points, whatever I feel, and then everyone else in the second part of the meeting share your points, what you feel is the right way of doing, and then how the communication should happen, how the leader should behave. And then we all discuss, and then we try to help each other out. So that's how it happens. And towards the end, we have few closing comments. So the first one is transparency in communication. First thing is that, of course, it helps to build trust in the organization. It increases loyalty of team members. Team members, they trust more and they stay back in the organization. Attrition comes down, and also productivity also goes up. So when productivity goes up, automatically profitability, everything goes up. So these are the benefits of having transparency in communication. What is the usual communication strategy? What happens in the small startups? Many of them, most of them, usually leaders does not inform the team with all the details. They do not discuss every detail about what's happening in the organization. They just try to put the team members in silos and operate with them in silos and not share all the information. Details are withdrawn and team is expected to work. So, certain crucial information is not shared because the entrepreneur or business owner is scared. What if I share all this information? Will they use the right mindset with it, or will they leak the information out, or will they make a misuse the information that I give them? So the leader usually does not communicate everything with the team. The result of not informing all details is team is detached while working. Team behaves like employees. Okay, that is, they come late, they leave early, and they create problems while they are there. So if you want to have a team, then you need to really involve them and communicate with them properly. But if you're okay with having employees where you're just treating them as human resources, then maybe you can withdraw a lot of information and just tell them what to do. and they are going to behave like, an instruction driven team, somebody who needs to be told every day, every time what they need to do, rather than they owning up their particular task, and they owning up the responsibility, and they coming up with ways and means of doing or solving the problems that gets created in the organization. So what are the information that can be shared? Okay, so first thing is, the most basic thing that every team member should know about the organization is the purpose, vision, mission, core values, and all those cultural elements of the organization. Many a times, the entrepreneur or business owner does not make an effort to communicate this to the team on a regular basis. They may put it on their website, or some of them may even put it on their notice boards or somewhere in the organization. Many of the times, even that is not there, but few of them do it. But do they bring it up in their meetings? Do they bring it up in their discussions and make everybody understand the purpose of the organization, the vision, mission, core values of the organization? So this is one very crucial information as a foundation, as something that is very fundamental that needs to be spoken. Then the second one is the purpose of the project or product or service. What is the purpose of this? Why are we even manufacturing this, or why are we even creating this project, delivering this project, or creating this particular service, or whatever? What is the purpose behind it? Then explaining about the customer. If the customer is a project driven customer and all that, or if a team member is working for a customer, if in that scenario, of course, this is applicable. If it is a like B2C kind of an application, maybe telling about the customer, maybe a customer persona can be created, and every team member can be told about the customer persona, that this is the kind of customer whom we are trying to help. So that's something. Then about the customer problem. So this is the problem of the customers that we are trying to solve. Everybody in the organization should be aware of this. And how project, product, or service can help the customer. How can whatever we are doing, it could be a product or a service or a project that we are working on, how can it actually help the customer? This communication to the team members is quite crucial, and it will really help. And then progress with all team members. Sometimes what happens, if there are, let's say, 3 or 4 or 10 or 20 team members working on the same project, if we avoid bringing them all together on a regular basis, maybe at least once a week or once in few days, and then sharing, just making each of them talk with each other, what is happening in the organization, what is happening with the particular project, just making them to talk with each other, probably for about 15 minutes or half an hour, that itself will bring down most of the firefighting that happens in the organization, the miscommunication, the communication gaps, and all that. And then stand up calls to track customer requests, maybe once a day, if maybe a short meeting daily, or short meeting once in 2 days or 3 days, just to get everybody on board is something that the leader should take care, and leaders should ensure that it happens regularly. Will sharing financial information create risk in the organization? Now, this is one big dilemma, especially the micro, small, medium business owners who have just started and are building a team of 10, 20, 30, 50 people. They get into a big dilemma that if I share the financial information about the organization, that is, what is the cost, what is the profit, what is the revenue from a particular project or a product, what is the total revenue that we've made so far, and what is the profitability. If we start sharing this information, will it create a problem? This is one dilemma we have. The first thing, that the answer for that is, leaders' ultimate goal should be to find committed team members who share the same purpose, vision, and mission, and share the financials with them too. And of course, we all know that the very large public limited companies and all, they share their financial information publicly. But as small business owners who do not have the need for sharing the financial information, we try to keep it very secretive. But it might not really help in the growth of the organization. So we'll have to see how to find really committed team members so that we can share such information with them. Next is that will bring in good buy-in from everyone. Once people, every team member buy into the vision of the organization along with the leader, they will start working as if they are part. They also want to grow. They also want to ensure that the organization is succeeding. Let us also achieve this particular goal. So that kind of a buy-in comes from each of the team member. And leaders' burden will reduce in running the organization, as the organization will have more shoulders to lean on. So instead of the leader taking up all the responsibility and all the accountability for delivering to customer, once all the team members are also sharing the same vision and also understanding how the organization is moving, they're each one of them will start taking the burden of ensuring that the organization keeps growing. So transparent feedback. Team members' growth depends on their learning and acquiring new skills. We know this, of course. Now, what happens is, as a leader, it is extremely crucial that we as leaders ensure that we give constant feedback to the team members, to the employees, or to the team members. And that depends on the feedback and guidance that the leader gives. So as leader, it is extremely crucial that we schedule regular meetings to give holistic feedback for overall growth of the team members. That is not just about their productivity, but if we can notice something maybe on their communication part, or maybe on their well-being part, or maybe balancing their entire maybe even focusing on their work-life balance. Of course, that's a debatable topic about work-life balance, but just focusing as how is your family, how are your children, and are you able to meet your life goals with whatever role you're playing in this organization? Are you happy with this, or would you like to grow? Would you like to maybe join some course and increase your skills and try to grow in the next 1 year or 3 years? What's your ambition? What's your goal? Now that kind of a transparent discussion about their career growth has to happen on a scheduled regular. Usually what happens is many organizations keep appraisals once in 6 months or once in a year, sometimes maybe once in a quarter. And usually these appraisals are okay, whether you have performed well or not. But many a times as leaders, we miss out on identifying their challenges, identifying their weaknesses, and supporting them, saying that, hey, this seems to be your challenge. Why don't you try something like this as a foundational thing, and then test for the next 3 or 6 months, see whether it's going to help you in improving what you are. So that kind of a transparent feedback is extremely crucial as a leader to ensure that the team members are also growing. And when they grow, of course, they are more loyal, they stay back in the organization, and the organization also grows. So these are the points that I wanted to share. Now it's time for all of you to please give your sharing as transparent communication. What do you think as leaders we should be doing in the organization with team members? So you can please unmute and share your thoughts. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
I think what you pointed out is very, very, very important if you want to do a business with anybody, whether I am doing business with someone else or someone else is doing business with us, vice versa. But I think the transparent communication is extremely important. One is it builds a trust, very important, and the transparency also lead to quicker communication, and being transparent, sharing data help you to close the deal faster. If like for instance, I have the challenges often when we give it for manufacturing, contract manufacturing outside of Europe,
Yeah.
where I am sitting. So often, of course, I'm trying my best to give a lot of manufacturing to India because I am originally from India. I told you,
Yeah.
my heart is still there, even though
Yeah.
my heart and soul is there, but my physically I'm here. That's it.
Yeah.
But it tried because you also tend to control a lot of protectionism, like US
Mm,
and
mm.
Europe. They want to keep all the EU money within Europe. They
True.
don't want people like us to go to India or somewhere else manufactured where all the raw material is there. Why do I want to bring all these raw materials shipped
Yeah.
and then manufacture it here? So where it can be manufactured in itself, in India itself, right?
Yeah.
But there is a problem there, massive gap in communication and not sharing data with each other within the team
Information.
members.
Yeah.
Of course, bosses always have the good intent, but marketing guys trying to control certain things, technical like scientists or others trying to control things,
Yeah.
not revealing all the details till the end. Sometimes quotation comes, but there are no all the RMs what we send, R&D,
Yeah.
which is not communicated to their team, respective teams properly, or the team sometimes don't bother to share it. And then they say, sorry, you said 400 mg,
Yeah.
but we are giving it only 20 mg. I said, what the hell? How did you
Yeah.
come up with that quote then?
Yeah.
So are we
Correct.
going to revise now? Just we are ready to ship it.
Correct.
You want to revise the whole thing, it's all a waste of time. Why don't you
Yeah.
do that in the beginning and be realistic? Don't
Absolutely.
say, okay, we're going to quote you 12 euros instead. It's an online price here. And be very
Mm.
realistic. When we're talking about bulk manufacturing,
Yeah.
you have to be very realistic, transparent. Let's close
Absolutely.
the deal and get to the next level.
Yeah.
So this is why transparency is extremely important,
Correct.
and being everybody in the same page in
And
the
the
team members.
responsibility is of the leader. The leader will
Leader,
have to
yes, leader
ensure
is
that,
too busy sometimes. That is
yeah.
another problem. Again,
Correct.
often I try to contact the leaders. They don't want to give the leaders contact, so then I'll find them all
Mm.
on the LinkedIn. I just
Okay.
have to type CEO and the owner of this company.
Correct. Yeah.
I write, see, there is a lot of miscommunication going on in your company. I
Mm.
have no idea. It's delaying the whole damn thing. Can you
Yeah.
just convey the message? Give me your phone number. I want to
Mm.
talk to you, and then
Yeah.
we will talk about it. Otherwise, this deal is off.
Correct.
I don't want to waste my time. I can get it done in Netherlands or Germany, which I can take it to any country on this planet
Correct.
to manufacture to this quality. I'm
Correct.
still
Yeah.
taking so much of risk, duty and customs duty and the VAT and all the kind of levies and green go tax, this tax, that tax, and
Yeah.
plus that whole headache of logistics
Yeah.
and supply
Yeah.
chain. So it should
Yeah.
not be broken. Let's get quick and let's finish the deal.
Absolutely. I think you've
So
brought in a new element that communication also helps in taking care of the customer satisfaction and customer retention. So that's a new
yes,
angle to
because
what
supply
we
chain
just spoke.
gets
Yeah.
broken and then we lose interest after some point. It's a lot of headache for me just being an Indian. Keep going back to tapping on Indian door because I have my heart and soul. I left it there when
I
I left
understand.
India. But
Yeah,
it's a lot of headache. I would rather just go lead time just 2 weeks. My
I
product will
understand.
come to my warehouse next day or
True.
sometime 24 hours,
True.
sometimes just few hours.
Thank you. Thank you for
It's a lot of,
sharing.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Anyone else would like to add on how what is the importance of transparency of leaders? Yeah, Brother Sajjan. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Thomas. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for sharing one important aspect of communication, which is transparency. I would like to add the basic. I would like to, just bring in the basics of it. Basically, communication is like sender communicates something, sends something, and receiver has to receive the whole thing, right? In the
Right.
fullness of it, like in the right completeness and the same meaning of it. So most
True.
often it is missed in between.
Yeah.
Like we communicate mostly that thinking, is like we add on something called assumptions, like
Mm.
the sender adds on assumption, the receiver adds on assumption and
Assumption.
receives in that way, like so
Correct.
there it messes the whole thing, like
Correct.
any
Correct.
communication, whether it is a relationship,
Yeah.
family, friends, business, anywhere, this
Correct.
assumption is what that ruins the communication. So
Yeah.
the transparency factor has to be such a way that the completeness of it, what was
Correct.
communicated and what was received, that in between,
All the facts have to
leakage
be
of
laid
that
out.
has to be stopped. Yeah, and that assumption has to be completely minused. I would
Absolutely.
say, generally say in my teams, I used to say that, you cannot over communicate something. Some
Absolutely.
people get frustrated. Why is he telling the same thing again and
Again
again?
and again. Correct.
Yeah, so it is better to do that rather than miscommunication or discommunicate, and then the whole point, because in IT we see that, right? We
Yeah.
give requirement specification. By the time it and, creates and comes up,
Creates
it is totally different, and there is
different.
a
Yeah.
whole fight, argument, and all those things, delays happen. I mean, Tukula
Absolutely.
madam just mentioned about all
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
can delay the whole project. It's not nice for the
yeah,
leaders also,
Absolutely.
right.
unless the leader is the one who's controlling the whole thing. Micromanaging do not work often.
Yeah.
It
I'm
only
So that
leads
is
to
what
reminded
I
of
wanted
delays.
a
to add.
I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
reminded of a student, who told his friend, "Can you bring me biryani from home? So I want to taste the way your mother makes biryani." The boy said, "Yeah, I will bring biryani for you to taste." And he goes home and he brings one rice piece and he gives it to his friend. And his friend is like takes his bags and search for, he's searching for a tiffin box or something. And then he said, "Yeah, it is there. See, this is the rice I brought for you. You wanted to taste, I got you for a taste. So that's what. So assumption. So each one made their own assumption, but the
We have a
result
very
was
nasty phrase for that. Dutch. It's a very Dutch phrase. It's
okay.
called miereneuker. Miereneuker means ant fucking. Sorry to use
Okay.
that word. You cannot fuck an ant. You
Okay.
have to
Okay.
think broad. When you want to build something big, you have to
Mm.
think from a wider perspective and
Mm.
let your team do your work, do their work, like you communicated in the very starting of the meeting.
Yeah.
If you try to micromanage everything and trying to not to reveal many details, thinking, oh, this might get leaked and that.
Yeah.
So I said, no, I want to be very honest. I will send the complete file. There is nothing to hide because this is
Yeah.
our R&D and this is how it's done. You please
Absolutely.
communicate to technical team, particularly R&D has to be. I know whatever research and development, our IP. If they do not understand, if it's not communicated, some marketing guy is communicating with me. Each time ask the same question, it's waste of my time and yours as
Absolutely.
well. And then you have to go and
Absolutely.
ask the technical guy again. And then you've
Mm.
forgotten because there are a lot of people will be chewing their head, So best is
Absolutely.
put the R&D team also in the team, whether it's a
Mm.
group
Mm.
we created or on the email, let them be there. So it is more transparent, much quicker replies because, they don't know. They don't know. You've forgotten to convey that message.
Correct.
So it's
Absolutely.
no
Yeah.
point in just having business developments and all these marketing guys in the email, but where the technical guy himself is not there, missing.
Not aware. They're not aware. And then you'll have to repeat the whole thing again later, or the
Very
delivery
tiring,
goes off.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
very,
Yeah.
very important to be transparent, to
Yeah.
make a quick deal and finish the deal, yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anyone else? Brother Sachin, you wanted to say something. I think I was talking and you couldn't tell that. You would like to say something?
No, that's all.
That's all.
I mean to say that the loopholes to be closed,
Yeah.
the only
Yes.
way is to close the loopholes, and that for that, whether it is small scale, big scale,
Absolutely.
everywhere, SOPs is what can help.
Topic. Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
even communication or any process, SOPs can help in that. In every
Thank
area,
you.
we have to create that so that way
Thank you. Thank you very
we
much.
can.
Jabakumar sir, you wanted to say something. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, Thomas, and
Good evening.
everybody. And it's a very, very important topic because the paucity of time. I just thought I will add only one thing, which you all have anyway discussed. But then I just thought, just one particular book I recently read, and I use it for my training programs and all that, called Crucial Conversations. I think some of you might have read it, written by
Heard.
Joseph Glennie, and it's a wonderful book for leadership communication. The moment you say leadership, it says that when the stakes are high, how do you
Mm.
communicate? That's
Mm.
very,
Mm.
very crucial conversation. Nothing but when your stakes are very high, when in crucial negotiations, and when the other side is very hard negotiating, how do you do it? So this book
Mm.
gives a lot of ideas, and which I use it in my some of my training programs, and it's been very valuable. I think you can search for that and you can get the book. Crucial Conversations is the name of the book, and it is very, very useful. You have the positive time. I would not like to cover the content of the thing, but then it is a very, very valuable inputs are there, and I think it could be useful for every one of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing that. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I think we'll move on. So thank you very much. And please invite your friends, whoever you feel can benefit from this. And also, if you feel you would like to share some topic which is close to you and you feel we all can benefit, please let me know. You can take up one of the sessions. Okay, just let me know. And I even put a link in the group. Just click on it. You write your topic, select a date, and then we'll talk and we'll schedule a date for you. Yeah, Sufalam, you would like to do it?
Maybe some point, maybe see, we are a nutrition company, so
Okay. So
maybe I can only
something that
talk
can
about that.
benefit all of us. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yes,
Please let me know. We'll decide on a date and then you can take it up.
definitely. Yes,
Thank
very
you very
nice.
much. And these are books I recommend for someone who's just starting and who'd like to know how a business is run. And these are books, of course, where if you would like to sneak peek into very large, successful organizations, very good books. And please, share any questions that you have in the group so that we can have a session for that also. Thank you all very much for joining and good night and have a great week ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
You have
you.
a
Thank you,
good
brother.
night.
Thank you,
Yes, thank
everyone.
you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.
Bye bye.